Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Thanks very much for joining the webinar today. I'm Mike Wild, the Chief Operating Officer at Certified D. CredSure is our digital credential platform, enabling organizations, training providers to issue digital badges, digital certificates. Today, we're going to focus on digital badges and how they can really support in terms of amplifying your brand visibility. So it's a short presentation webinar, around 20 minutes. Feel free to ask any questions in the chat. I'll take those questions at the end. And hopefully you find a tremendous amount of value today. We're going to dig a little bit deeper into how digital badges can help in terms of amplifying your brand visibility. So what are digital badges? They basically help you digitize learner outcomes. And there's a whole range of different benefits. They're often used by the education sector to leverage the technology that we have, really support in increasing brand visibility. And a badge portfolio to entice learners, and how that can also support in generating sales, generating leads for the various courses that you're offering. And I'll dig down into the ROI benefits, the return on your marketing investment, and how that compares very favorably with other channels that you may be using in terms of your marketing activities. As you know, it's very difficult for a brand to stand out in the world today. There's so many different channels, all fighting for the eyeballs, for the awareness, for engagement of individuals. You have Google Ads, you have Meta platforms, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp marketing, Google Ads, search engine, display retargeting, to name just a few of the main channels that organizations are using to try and get brand visibility, and ultimately how they can translate that through to leads or revenue generating activity for their brand. So how do you get your brand to stand out from the crowd? And that's one of the real challenges that all brands struggle with. And I'm going to show you how digital badges can be used to really help you stand out from the crowd, can translate into literal, trackable return on your marketing investment. But before I do that, I just want to go through some of the sort of introductions to digital badges and the analytics of digital badges, and then I'll take you through the return on marketing investment. So what are digital badges? Digital badges are earned by completing a specific task or demonstrating a specific skill. And you can see in the example that we've got on the right there, there's a couple of examples of CredSure digital badges. Again, the look and feel of the badge can be tailored towards your brand. The information that's visible typically is standardized related to that particular course or skill that has been gained by the individual. But the data doesn't stop there. And I'll also show you the amount of metadata and structure that you can add to a digital badge to really enrich it, add more value to it, whilst also making it verifiable. Once a badge has been issued, it's typically stored in a digital wallet. In our case, we call that a skill pass. And that's a way for an individual to bring all of their different badges together and store them in one place where they can easily be shared across social media with people who want to verify that badge and really support in terms of their career development. As I said, their learner outcomes that the badge represents. There's different types of digital badges. And when you're looking for a digital badge platform, we'd always recommend that you go for one that is Open Badges compliant. What does that mean? It means it can be shared across different Open Badge wallets and platforms, and is easily verifiable. Badge platforms such as CredSure, we provide ways for you to create them in line with your individual brand, issue them, manage the whole badge campaign, whether that's a micro-credentialing program that you're running, and have a full data insights on all of the different aspects of that program. So what's really important when you're creating and implementing a badge program? And there's a few different steps. We've broken it down into 4 key areas that are important to cover when you're creating and setting up your badge program. It's very important, first of all, to define the goals and learning outcomes of the badge program. If you do that successfully, that's a key component. It's going to make it much easier when it comes to ensuring who that particular target audience is and tailoring really the badges to their needs, ensuring that the necessary skills, competencies are all added as part and parcel of that badge program. So the second step, as I said, is to identify the target audience and tailor badges to their needs. Number 3, you should always test the badge program and continuously evaluate its effectiveness. Is it in line with the goals that you set out originally in the program? Is it effective in terms of gaining the desired results that you're looking for? Be that getting learners to continue to do different courses that you're offering? Is it also effective, crucially, in terms of the return on the marketing investment? Are the individuals sharing those badges across social media platforms? Is that bringing traffic through to your website? And that's something that you should always continue to look at in terms of the design of the badge, the skills and competencies, the structure of the course that you're offering. Is it effective? Is it in line with the needs or requests of the learner? And is it in line with the expectations, be that of the employer or depending on what the actual outcome or expected outcome of that badge program is. Number 4, as I said, you can design a whole range of different badges that can all be on brand with your logo. And we can support with our team to help you establish a badge infrastructure with different designs on brand, tailored towards the different courses, micro-credentialing programs that you're running. And the 5th and final part of a badge program is determining the criteria for earning a badge. Upon completion of what successful outcomes does the learner gain that badge? Again, it's a fully automated program. So as I said, it's important to ensure that you define the goals, identify the target audience, test that badge program, develop the right badge design, and then finally, the automated issuance of that badge once specific criteria has been met by the individual. So our team at CredSure, very experienced in terms of helping brands set up their badge program, implement it, test it, and roll that out with their identified target audience. So as I touched on in terms of the different skills and competencies, the new competency badge has an individual link and provides information about your training to different customers. As you can see, there's a whole different set of skills, competencies, and metadata structure that can be added as part and parcel of that badge. The target of the training, the type of training you can specify, is that face-to-face, is it online, or is it hybrid? You can specify the number of hours that it's taken for someone to complete a particular and gain a particular badge. What level do they get for that particular badge? Is it an entry level, beginner? Is it more intermediate or advanced level award? The skills and competencies, you've got full flexibility in terms of the skills and competencies that you add for a badge program. We've also at CredSure built in the European Skills, Competencies and Occupation Framework to really give you a guiding framework of over 14,000 different skills, competencies and occupations. And that really helps whether you're a corporate organization who's trying to upskill your existing employees. You can align that with the skills and competencies that your HR department is looking for in terms of your future growth. Or if in fact you're a training organization looking to provide training courses to help people gain access to those opportunities, again, it's important to define the skills and competencies that someone will gain when they complete that particular badge program. Like all the badges and certificates that we issue through the platform, they're all anchored on blockchain for a simple, easy one-click verification. So when we really get down into the success of your new online marketing tool, it's completely transparent. So it's important with any kind of digital marketing activities to be able to track the analytics aspect. At CredSure, we built in a sophisticated data-rich set of analytics. We provide individual analytics in terms of badge shares, number of clicks per badge, how many referrals you've received from each of those, along with all the web traffic that's generated, and ultimately how you can track that right down to leads and cost per leads. So you'll see in the graphics that we've got there some anonymized data that we've got in terms of number of issues. We've got trend analysis in terms of the credentials, number of credentials that have been opened, how many of those credentials have been verified or engaged with, and what's the number of shares that you've got off each of those. And again, we break that down, not just in terms of LinkedIn, but also in terms of other social media platforms, so you can get a gauge of which social media platforms are most relevant to your specific target audience. So, as I mentioned, it's there's kind of four main components when it comes to our badge program. It's very easy for you to get set up. You can either do that as a self-serve. We also have a dedicated customer success team, but ultimately it's software as a service. So it's a subscription-based model, which allows you to issue, manage all your badges, and it's simple and independent of all your different IT systems. We're firm believers in terms of the value of blockchain technology when it comes to digital badges. We believe that's the most safe and secure method to ensure that all of your badges are secure and are instantly verifiable. All of our platform is also GDPR compliant. So it's the customer, it's the recipient of that particular badge decides how he or she uses it. So there's no data protection issues at all when it comes to those badges. And we also have a very favorable price point in terms of the badges, which we believe is unmatchable when it compares to other providers. You can also see on the left there, you get to see how many times a badge has been shared, how many comments it's received. And like I said, it's a one-click verification of badges.